It's cold. Hey, everybody. I need some. Oh, there it is. I was going to like, it's dark in here. What's going on? Okay. So I'm getting ready to go live over here on Facebook. So bear with me because I promised them I would come visit them today as well. All right. Okay, cool. We're live on Facebook as well. You can't turn your phone while recording. Oh, Lord. There it is. I hope it's live. I don't remember if the camera's supposed to be this way or the other way. It says it's live. All right, cool. What's up? What's up? Let me know who you are and where you're joining from. I'm trying to check and make sure we're live over here on Facebook. So hello to my Facebook peeps over there. We are doing it in both places. Let me know who you are, where you're joining from, and I'm going to be diving right into some Q&A for you guys. You bring the Q and I'm going to give you the A. That's what we're working on. I think I need to turn up my volume. There we go. Volume's good. If you guys can't hear me that good, let me know. We can adjust the volume, but I think we are good to go. Yep, we're good to go. All right, cool. All right. Hey, I see you guys jumping on. Let me know where you're coming from, where you're joining from, what you do. And then you can just start popping your questions in. As I said, you bring the Q and I'm going to give you the A. So we're talking all about the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, government contracting, private sector contracting, whatever your questions are, pop them in the comments and I'll be answering questions for you guys momentarily. So it takes a moment for your questions to pop up. So I am here waiting and we're going to like dive in. I don't know if you guys have been following me the last few weeks. I've been talking a lot about government contracting, some of the myths, how to get started. Maybe I need to put this one over here. How to get started. And I've been answering a lot of questions. So I've had a few Q&As. You know, whenever I go live, I always open it up for Q&A for you guys. Hey, Valerie, what's going on, girl? So I think Valerie, if this is the same Valerie that joined me on a previous live, let me know. So I know who I'm talking with because I can't remember your last name. Forgive me. So we're here again, Contractors Edge Bootcamp. If you've had any questions about the program, if you have any questions about government contracting, maybe where you're at, you're stuck, you don't know what to do next. Maybe it's the private sector. Can I share something with you guys really, really quickly as you're popping in, telling me who you are, where you're joining from, and what's your questions that you have? A lot of times, small businesses believe that they can go straight government contracting, like out the gate. Like you just started your business, you formed your LLC, and it's kind of like, bam, I'm getting ready to go get a government contract. And so it usually doesn't happen like that. You got to have some things in place. And if you joined me for the live where I shared the 3 approaches to contracting in general, you kind of found out that there's some things you need to have in place, right? And so one of those things is time. The other is experience, like past performance in your business to go federal. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely let me know who you are, where you're joining from, what questions do you have? Valerie said, yes, it's me. And if I remember, Valerie, you're going to be joining us for the boot camp, aren't you? So yeah. And just so you guys know, if you're on the fence about the boot camp, you have questions about it, feel free to ask whatever questions you may have. I'm here to answer your questions. Okay. So bring the questions. I got the answers for you. If it's about, your business, government contracting, whatever questions you have, I'm here to answer those questions during our time during this session today. So same thing over on Facebook. So Facebook, you guys, I'll have to pop. Where's my mouse? Back and forth to get your questions. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump on my iPad for you guys. That way I can see those questions as well. So if you have any questions, let me go over here. And just so you guys know, the cart closes today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I did want to jump on here. I know some people may have last minute questions. And so I wanted to answer those questions for you guys. if you check your emails and you're on my email list, I send you emails and I open up my email to where you can ask questions. So, if you wanted to do it privately, you could have done that. And then a lot of times I answer you back via video. So you get a personalized video just for you answering your questions. So I do things like that to support you guys as well. So Valerie is here and we have someone else here. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in. Let's see. My camera is sideways, so nobody told me that on Facebook. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna let me switch it because it says you can't switch it. So here we go. I hope it switches. Hey, over there on Facebook, you didn't tell me my camera was crooked. All right, so there we go. So if you have any questions, I'm over here on Facebook just so that I can see if any questions pop in there. Let's see. There it is. Okay, the camera went the right way. Hey guys, over on Facebook. So if you have any questions over there, definitely go ahead and pop them in the comments. Shirley's watching. Hey, Shirley. Shirley's my rock star. She is so supportive. I really appreciate it. So thank you for joining us, Shirley. So if you have any questions, definitely pop them in the comments and I will be answering your questions. And really, it's just, again, if you're still on the fence, you have questions, maybe you're on the fence about even getting into government contracting. So if that's the case, what questions do you have? Like if you haven't won a contract yet, you should have a question for me. If you have not put in a bid yet, you should have a question for me. Okay. So there should be some questions popping into these comment sections from you guys. So I am definitely checking both. Shirley's watching. Oh, Shirley. Hold on. Shirley's my rock star. She is so supportive. I really appreciate it. I got to turn the volume down on this one. Okay. But I need to get the comments. So sorry, guys. So yeah, go ahead and put your questions in. That way I can answer your questions for you guys. All right. So any questions, Valerie? Somebody's hiding out over here on YouTube. We have a few people hiding out on Facebook. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Don't be shy. Because if you're getting into contracting, you're a business owner, right? You're going to have to be visible. So you can't hide out if you want to make money. It just doesn't work like that, okay? So let us know who you are, where you're joining from, if you have any questions. Valerie says, I wish I was a lot further than I was financially for all startup costs. I looked into the boot camp, but not just there yet with finances to start. Are there any alternatives? I would love to be a part of the team. So Valerie, the entry point, I would say that's the lowest investment entry point for us working together. And just keep in mind is, you have lifetime access when you sign up while we're in open enrollment. And so you're always able to come back, to the live sessions. You're able to have me there with you as you're actually bidding contracts and get my support and putting your numbers together, making sure you're profitable, making sure your bids are responsive. So you're getting that type of support. So it's kind of like, as a individual business owner, what you're having is, instead of having to go at it alone, you have me there to help you. So when you have questions, if you're considering a bid and you're not sure if, should I really bid this? Is this the best thing for our company? Well, we can come talk about it. So yeah, Valerie, that is the place to start for sure. I can tell you, some of my client success stories. I've had clients, let's see, and I think I put it in one of the posts today. Marcy in 30 days won a $24,000 contract. So bam, that covers the investment, right? Many times over. Tamara started bidding within 60 days, but she didn't have her business set up or anything. And, or maybe it was before 60 days. I think she won her first contract in 60 days. So let me redact that. She won her first contract in 60 days because it was like October, November timeframe. And then the first of the year, January, she won a 5-year contract. So now we're talking cash flow, baby, every month, a check. Hello. And then, just on from there, she's just getting more and more contracts. Like, it's crazy. This girl is doing the darn thing. And so she's already crossed over the six-figure mark. So $100,000 in her business in less than 6 months. So she's doing it. So, the possibility is there. Of course, there's no guarantees, but, the process and the system work. You just have to do the work, right? And be there and come ask your questions and things like that. And don't try to go at it alone. Pete, I don't know your name. So POCCC 94 says, what is the average revenue companies make with the government? Well, that depends. What are you doing with the government, first of all? Because I can break it down a little bit further, but you never really can tell because all opportunities are different. Okay. So if you're doing work already in the private sector, it could be in alignment with that. Okay. I have some clients that have contracts that, they've won contracts with 100. Gosh, I'll get the names mixed up, but I think I did a post on it today earlier. I don't know if I can see it here. Let me see. See. I know I posted it today. Yep, here it is. So here's some, let me see. So Joel won a $60,000 contract and he was just getting started. Saul won 2 government contracts and I didn't get the dollar value on those. Console, $650,000. Jim, $180,000 contract base year with a 3-year option. And so if you guys don't know what that means, it means he got a contract in say 2018 for $180,000. This is just one contract. Of course, they have others. But with that one particular contract, they gave him a 3-year option, which means not only 2018, but 2019, 2020, and 2021, they have the option to come back and get more work, right, under that contract without having to put it back out for bid and things like that. And a lot of times when they give you those option years, they use them. So that's great. Arnesco won a $9.9 million contract with a 5-year IDIQ. So hers is an IDIQ. So that's a 49 point something million dollar contract is what she won. So everybody's different. Every contract is different. Ideally, just starting out, POCCC 94, you'll probably start out where you're at, whatever that is, and then you'll go from there. And so it may be in the beginning for you that you're getting multiple contracts that's smaller, but they add up. Who cares how we get to $1 million? I don't, whether it's one contract or 5 or 6. At the end of the day, when you add it all up, $1 million is $1 million or whatever that number is for you. Okay. I think I see another question over here on Facebook, and then I'm going to pop back over to you guys on YouTube as soon as I find that question. Charlene Cooper says, let's see. Hey, Charlene. So Charlene says, want to get into transportation, but don't have a trucking business. Would love to open a transportation business and hire a driver. And why not? Why can't you? What are the advantages for a disabled veteran? You should join the boot camp. Let me tell you, there's a lot of advantages. First of all, let me break this down for you. So your question, so you want to get in transportation. So here's just one scenario for you. You could possibly find a driver that already have their truck, right? So that part is taken care of. And the only thing you have to do is go out and get the contracts and then have them drive. And so you can sub it down to them, right? Or make them an employee, whichever you want it to do. And I mean, we could talk about that and what's your best option. I would probably do it as an independent contractor. I'm just saying, but there's options there. So because you don't have a truck is not a big deal. That doesn't stop the show. It's just a matter of how you structure the deal. And so that's something we definitely talk about in the boot camp. So what are the advantages for a disabled veteran? A lot. So there's set asides for service disabled vets. That's what you are. So they call it SDVOB, service disabled veteran owned business is what you would be. And they have opportunities where they set it aside where you have to be a service disabled vet in order to be it, which means it limits the competition, right? And Charlene, if you're the going to be the owner of it, so now you're a woman owned as well, which is another category they set aside for as well. So you would be hitting a couple of different blocks of opportunities in the federal market for sure. Okay. Okay. And if you have another question to that, let me know if I didn't, you need more clarification. So POCCC 94 business consultant. All right. So, so it kind of depends on what that is. You could be under professional training and development, just depending on how that lays out, what you're going to consult on, that kind of thing. But here's what could happen for you. So they have opportunities for, those classifications for sure. It could be something like one of the people I shared, I don't remember the name now, but where they had a 1 year, a base year with some option years. So you could get something like that under what you're doing, where say you go in and, you consult, I don't know, once a month on a consistent basis over a period of time. And so that would add up, right? You kind of know what you charge, right? And then, it could be based on how many people are in the room, that kind of thing, I would imagine. And so that would kind of determine your cost. So it depends on how long. Is it a one-time thing or is it a thing over a period of time? Then of course it would cost more. Do you have to travel? What's all involved? So then you would charge more, right? So it just depends. Yeah. But one of the things I have you guys do is we definitely go in and we look at opportunities. So we can always go on and look at historical data to see what type of opportunities they've been putting out for what you do. Okay. So yeah. Any other questions? Let me flip back over here to Facebook. See if we have any other questions. Any other questions? And if you have any general questions about business, go ahead. Feel free to ask those as well. I'm here to help you and support you in, making your final decision on the Contractors Edge Bootcamp before open enrollment closed today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I don't want you guys to mix out if it's because you have a question, right? Maybe something's not clear to you. You're not sure if it's a good fit for you. Then definitely ask. Okay, where can I find information on the bootcamp? All right, I guess I should tell you that, huh? So I'm gonna type it in for you, Charlene. I gotta go back over here on Facebook. All righty. Okay. Anywho, while I'm doing that, because there it is. It's over at FeliciaStreeter.com/Contractors Edge is where you're gonna go. So I'm getting ready to type it in for you. I don't know why that's all caps. All right, there it is. Okay, that should pop up for you, Charlene. So again, and I'll put it over here on YouTube as well. If you want to go check out the bootcamp, it's over at FeliciaStreeter.com/Contractors Edge. All right. And I put the link there. So if you don't see the link, Charlene, let me know. And I don't know where my mouse went over here on YouTube. There it is. It went off the screen. All right, cool. Here we go. So I'm gonna put it over here for you guys. There we go. Oh, it cut off my E. So YouTube, I gotta go put it back in. Oh, it's just moving slow. I don't know why it's moving so slow. There it is. Okay, cool. Felicia Streeter, because I type so fast, it'd be a typo. All right, so any other questions you guys may have for me. You're still on the fence. You don't know if government contracting is for you, or maybe you don't know if the Contractors Edge Bootcamp is for you, if it's a good fit for you. What questions can I answer? Any questions? So I have somebody new over here on YouTube. If you want to tell us what you do, thank you for joining us. And there's someone hiding out over on Facebook. You want to share? I don't bite. If you have any questions, this is a great time to get some questions answered. If you're stuck, you don't know what to do, how to do it, this is a great opportunity. This is free coaching. So if you have any questions about the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, definitely let me know. If you're on the fence as to whether you want to join or not, let's solve that for you. Here's the thing. Indecision is kind of like making a decision, okay? Because you're making a decision to do nothing. I always say, make the decision and then make the decision right, okay? So whatever you decide to do, just make the decision and then make the decision right, okay? Charlene says over here on Facebook, I have a LLC already, but it's under another name. Is it possible to change without a fee, or should I establish a new LLC? So, and it's state to state, but I had a client where we did go in to change their LLC and they did have to pay. And I think they wind up, I think they just changed the name and did a whole new LLC, but they could have had more things going on than you do. So what I would suggest is check with your state and see if you can possibly just do a name change. But even if you do, you're probably going to still have to get a new tax ID number, okay? Because the tax ID number is attached to the name. So just keep that in mind as well. But why do you want to change the name? What is the name? Why do you feel it needs to be changed? So let us know. All right, we have some more people over here on YouTube. Hey guys, if you have any questions, I'm here to help you make a decision. If you're on the fence about joining the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, if you have any questions about government contracting, maybe you're doing something right now in your business and you're stuck and you just need to know one little thing that can move the needle for you, right? And get you going again to where you can start building some momentum. Then ask away. I'm here for you. So I always say, you know, here's the thing. You got to be doing the right activities on a consistent basis, okay? Consistency builds momentum. And then momentum builds the cash flow. But you have to be doing the right things. Even if you started out and you weren't doing the right things, at least if you were in action, you could build up some type of momentum and you could make changes quickly, right? Because think about it. Everyone on here, you're probably driving, right? You drive a car, truck, whatever it is, but you're a driver and you know it's easier to course correct when the vehicle is moving versus when it's standing still. Same rule apply in your business. Same things apply. So Charlene says her company name is Cooper's Consultant Group and want to say Lily's Transportation Services. Then yeah, that's totally different. So yeah, if that's what you want, then yeah, you probably have to do a name change, but I would check with your state and see if you can just do a name change, which you probably can, but check with them. And it may be a small fee to do that, you know, see what it is, but just keep in mind, you'll need another tax ID number. But yeah, no problem. All right. Any other questions? My guys over here on YouTube, you are quiet. Okay, it's taking a minute to pop up. Sherman, welcome. Oh, here they come. So Sherman over here on YouTube says the chip business is moving fast, but I wanted to distribute for the government. So are you talking about, I don't know. What are you talking about, Sherman? So tell us what you're talking about. I'm not going to assume and guess because I was going to say something, so I don't want to be wrong. Tell me what you're thinking. Oh, goodness. Okay, I would chop up this name. So I'm not going to say it. Forgive me. You can put the pronunciation in here if you want. But but last name Speaks says, I want to start a concrete company. Awesome. And there are a lot of government contracts for that. Are there a lot of government contracts for that line of work? So yes. There's definitely some strategies we could do there. Speaks. You're probably leaving the money on the table. I can just tell you that up front. And so we definitely cover that in the boot camp, just so you know. But yes, think about it. Construction, right? They're always building stuff. Your counties, your cities, your state government, your federal government, they're always building. And you said concrete? Come on, highways, the roads, they always need to be repaired. So yeah, always using concrete, even buildings, houses, when they're setting the foundation, you need concrete. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunities for you in the government marketplace. You probably just don't know where to look. Okay. Sherman says sent text before. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. The chip business is moving fast, but I want it to distribute for the government. Okay, I'm sorry, Sherman. I only see those two comments there. So if you put something else, it didn't show up. So if you can just kind of give us a little bit more detail, I'd be happy to answer your question for you. So we have some other people here joining live. Let me know what questions you have. What are you offering? What do you do in your business? How can we help you here today? And if you've been looking at the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, you have a question about the program, how it can help you, how to benefit you. If you're on the fence and making a decision, let me know. Let's get you to a decision. I'm not here to get you to a decision of one way or the other as to what the decision is, but I am here to support you in making a decision, because the worst place to be is in a place of indecision. Okay. My motto is make the decision and then make the decision right. And so the thing is, you can always decide to put things off for another year or two and be in the same spot, right? I have people, they do that. And then a year later, 6 months later, they reach out to me and they're ready to get started. But the sad part is they're still in the same spot they were the last time they reached out, when we could be in a whole different area, playing at a whole different level in 6 months to a year. All right. So Speak says, I need to look into the boot camp. I'm serious about this business venture. Then you need to look. Yes, my friend. And especially you're doing concrete. Right up my alley. I have a background in construction. So yeah, doing construction projects with the government. So that's right up my alley for sure. Again, if you want to check out the boot camp, I did put the link up here for you guys. It's over at FeliciaStreeter.com/Contractors Edge. Okay. So I'll put that in here again for you, Speaks, just so you can see it. And you don't have to scroll and go find it. Okay, there you go. And I thought I saw another question over there. It went away. Okay. And so let me just tell you some of the happenings in the boot camp. Okay, let me just give you some of that while I'm waiting on more questions to come in. And so in the boot camp, we start the week of July the 8th. But when you sign up, so like you sign up today, you get immediate access. You can get started right away. So if you tell me where you're at, I can tell you what exactly you should be doing, because there's some bonus courses in there as well. For those of you that, like, if you're just starting out, like Charlene, if you're just setting up your business, then you would start with the bonus course, which is the government contractors roadmap. Okay, because we need to set your foundation first, and that's where you would want to go and get started. And here's the thing, you can have that part done before we go into the live session of actually getting ready to bid. So you won't be behind. Either way, you won't be behind, and you'll have time to get started in it. And I put do not disturb on, so I don't know how this is ringing. Yeah. So, and it's not even showing up. So sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I don't know. I think it's the Apple thing. Hopefully they fix that like really soon, because that's horrible. Yeah. it starts videos and things like that. So my apologies for that, even though I have on do not disturb. So yeah, so some of the things we're doing in the boot camp is, of course, you're going to learn how to bid contracts. And here's the great thing about it. When you join the boot camp, you're getting lifetime access. Okay. And that won't be around forever. But that means whenever we have live sessions, you can come to the live sessions. When we do the monthly Q&A in between the live sessions, you can come to that. But you're not just coming to hang out. You should be bringing some bids to the table and saying, Felicia, is this a good opportunity for me? Felicia, is my numbers right? Did I leave out some of the costs? You should be asking some key questions, like getting help putting together your bid. Okay. So that's what you should really be doing in the boot camp. It's all about getting you to contracts, getting you to some opportunities, getting you to start creating some cash flow in your business, getting you to the point of building up past performance, and at the same time preparing you for federal contracting with the government, because there's requirements that you have to meet to get into government contracting. We're going to look at your approach. You know, which approach should you do? 1, 2, or 3? We talked about this on a previous live. You know, will your approach be subcontracting? Will it be private sector, or will it be teaming with another company? Whatever it is, I got you. I'll support you through that process and teach you how to do it. So, you know, what we want to select is your fastest path to cash in what you're doing. And I'm not saying you're not making money in your business already, but I'm saying with this new venture, right, going into government contracting, we want to create your fastest path to cash, because we want to get you to cash flow in this new direction, as well as get your return on investment, okay, as quickly as possible. So I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I'll make sure you're moving. If you have questions whenever you're stuck, you can ask, but you also get a contractor's bid project plan as well. So everything is laid out for you step by step. You never should be in a place of what the heck should I do next? It's all laid out for you. And if you are still stuck, then you just have to ask. Okay. I'm here. I'll be there in the group to support you. We have a private Facebook group. You're able to put questions in there as well. So yeah. All right. So Sherman says, if you have any questions over there on Facebook, go ahead and pop those in, and I'm going to come back to you guys as soon as they pop up. Over here on YouTube, Sherman says he just started, and I'm assuming it's a he, so I shouldn't do that because there's no picture. But Sherman says, just started a company called Aero Distribution LLC. Awesome. Congratulations on starting your business. I am a disabled vet. How about that? I started the company 2 weeks ago to do medical supplies for the government. Am I going in the right direction? So yes, you can do medical supplies for sure. And you're a disabled vet, so that means you went to the Army hospital. What's that thing you guys go to, you know, when you go to sick call? So think about those places, or if you had to deploy, whatever, what did they use? They had medical supplies everywhere. Let me tell you, the government, they're not a manufacturer. They don't produce, okay, anything. I always say anything except soldiers. But they outsource all that, right? So they buy medical supplies from medical supply companies or contractors. So that would be you, Sherman. So yes, if that's what you want to do, definitely you sure can. And as you know, they buy those all the time because they're always using medical supplies. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So we could definitely work on that, making sure you get your vendors set up. You know, if you need lines of credit, how are you going to fund those, that kind of thing? Who's your customer? Here's another thing we go through is who's your customer? Unfortunately, we all think, oh, the government, right? All the different agencies buy everything we provide. All of us on here, right? Like every agency has a need for what we provide and they buy it. Now, here's the thing. They may use it, but they may not buy it. Our goal and what I teach you to do is find out who's your customer. So I'm talking about who's actually signing the contract that's going to give you the money. That's who we want to find out. That's the agency we want for your business. And so I teach you how to find that out. That's one of the first things that you do. Once you do that, now we can start looking at opportunities. We can start forecasting, seeing what projects are coming out between now and the end of the government's fiscal year, which is September 30th. And so if you're just starting out like Charlene or Sherman, or Speaks, Valerie, the other guy didn't, I think his was POCC 94, something like that. But you guys that have checked in with me and those on Facebook that are watching and haven't said anything, but just depending on what you're doing, we have to find out who's your customer, right? And so then we can look at the forecast for what you do and prepare you for those opportunities before they hit the street. Because a lot of times when they hit the streets, you only have 2-3 weeks, if you're lucky, to put together a bid. When we go over the bidding in module 3, you're going to see that starting out is going to take you quite a bit of time. And so you want all the time that you can have. But one of the things we do to be proactive is I teach you how to create your bid process, everything you need to include in your bid. I give you a template, as well as when we're looking at proposals, if you have to submit on an RFP, I teach you how to put together a proposal template, everything you need to include in that. I also share with you, hear me on this, I am sharing with you guys my bid proposal, one of mine that I use to win those multi-million-dollar contracts. So you get to see that as well. All right. So I'm sharing all those types of things with you to support you and help you get your foundation set. Because once the foundation is set, all it is finding opportunities, the right opportunities, and bidding those opportunities. And then when you win, it's all about managing the project. And so that's another phase we go into. But it's rinse and repeat at that point. Finding opportunities, bidding opportunities. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Valerie says, which ways do you approach to generate the coverage of startup cost? So that's a great question. And it depends on what you're doing, what are you offering, and what your capacity is. So one of the things we look at in module 1 is your capacity to perform on a project. Okay. So for example, Valerie, if you were like Sherman offering medical supplies, we know you need a vendor. Okay. Because he doesn't manufacture them, I'm sure. So we got to find a vendor. Once we find the vendor, we have to see what their terms are and what terms can we negotiate. All right. And so that's some of the things I walk you through, but it's all about, it just depends. They could give you a line of credit, you know, like anything else, or you could maybe have to pay a portion, right? A deposit or something like that. And then they get the rest once you're paid off of the contract. It just depends. Or depending on it and what your cash flow look like, maybe you have enough to just pay it, right? And then get your money and you're good to go. So there's multiple ways. Valerie, sometimes, so another example, say if you're a sub on a contract, sometimes you can get your prime to carry some of the costs. Again, all of it is all about how you structure the deal. There's a bonus module on creating your best deal. We talk about that. If you were doing teaming, right, you may team with someone that have the resources that you need, and then they carry the resources until the resource cost until the project can float itself. So it just depends. There's many options available. We look at every situation individually, and then we decide which is the best, you know, option for you based on the resources that you have available to you at the time. Okay, so and all of that entails whether or not you're going to bid a contract or not anyway, because if you can't float the project until it can float itself, then there's no need in bidding it because you're going to be SOL. So yeah, but yeah, we definitely walk through that, but there's many ways to look at that value. It just depends. Every opportunity is different. All right, my people over here on Facebook, say hello. I see you guys are here joining me. Say hello. You're popping on, popping off. I know Facebook sometimes be acting janky. And so, yeah, I'm used to that. Facebook, they'll have people on, they pop off, and then I get emails and people say, I can't get back on. So, of course, the replay will be up when we're done. Sherman says, what about micro government contract, and is this a shorter process? So it could be, right? Again, it just depends. And I'm assuming you mean the process of actually when you see the opportunity, if that's what you're saying. So yeah, it could be, depending on at what point you find out about it. So it could be, right? Some bid opportunities, the timeline is not that long. And it all depends. Sometimes they'll tell you when something is out for bid, they'll tell you when they expect to make a decision and things like that. And depending on the urgency of it, sometimes it's not that long. Sometimes they may reach out and say, hey, can you do this? And then at that point, it's just a matter of you negotiating the cost. And here's your contract. Here's your notice to proceed, and you get started. So, yeah, so you can see that too, Sherman. It's not always that it takes forever or anything like that. So yeah, and you could definitely do the micro government contracts for sure. Yeah. And I mean, you look at all of them, right? I don't believe in leaving any money on the table. You look at all the available opportunities at any given time based on what you do. And so if it's a micro opportunity and it's a good fit, then do that. You'll do that. And so one of the things I give you guys is my bid, go, no go formula. In 10 minutes or less, you should be able to look at any opportunity and determine whether it's a good fit for you, to determine whether you will bid it or not. Because the thing you don't want to do is start putting in time and effort into a bid and then realize you don't meet the requirements, or you're like, I have no shot at winning this. So you don't want to waste your time like that. Okay. All right. Oh, this is Nicolette here over here on Facebook. Hey, girly. Okay, she says, is the Contractor's Edge a daily class or self-paced? It is self-paced because you have lifetime access. However, when we go into our live sessions, you can ask me any questions based on where you're at, so you don't have to be at the same place as anyone else. But I'll definitely talk about things from each module week to week, but it's definitely opened up for questions based on where you're at. So everyone will be at a different place within the program, because some people have been in the program for a while and they may come back and they have questions. So yeah, it's self-paced. So you don't have to worry about that. You get the lifetime access so you can go at your own pace, but I would encourage you to go through the process. Let's get you to a contract, because that's a great feeling. Let me tell you. And once you do it one time, you want to do it again. All right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Nicolette, once you join, she says, either way, I'm definitely enrolling. I just wanted to be prepared. So here's the thing. Yeah, once you enroll, you can always, like I told the guys in the group yesterday, I think I put the message up because we're getting ready to go into another live session. Everyone introduce themselves, tell us what you're doing in your business, and let me know where you're at. Because even though we haven't started the live sessions, I can start, helping people get moving, answering questions and things like that. And then I get a feel for what you're doing, because I see opportunities. Like I have here, I'm in the DFW area. So, Dallas, Texas area. One of my clients has a lot of contracts, janitorial contracts to be exact, final clean projects. And she's looking for some help like yesterday. Okay. Because the contracts keep coming in. And so she needs more contractors, more crews. And so that's why I always want to know what you guys are doing, what you're working on, where are you joining from, because I'm also always connecting people. It's up to you to close the deal. I always tell you guys, I can get you to the deal table, but it's up to you to close the deal. And so in the group, I'm like, okay, tell me what you do. So, when someone says, and no one's popped in yet to say, hey, I do janitorial. But when they do, if they're in the local area, then I can make that connection for you guys. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. Sometimes you just got to be at the right place at the right time and have the right tools, if you will, meaning whatever it is you do or whatever you offer. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Remember, if you want to go check it out, it's the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. We start in a couple of weeks with our live sessions, but when you sign up, you get access immediately. You can go ahead, get started, dive in. You can also start asking questions in the private Facebook group. So I pop in there as often as I see questions because I get notifications. And then I also share events. You know, like I know I have people in Florida. I think I posted something yesterday about an event in Florida. So anything I get resources and all that stuff, I share it with you guys in the private Facebook group because, you know, however I can support you, then I'll do that. You know, if it's information, if it's making a connection, if it's an actual opportunity, like, hey, I got this girl, she needs some contractors like ASAP. And here's what you're going to find. When I do something like that, my clients, my students, you're going to be more apt to work with each other. Why? Because you know you've learned the same thing. And so you know how to bid. Your numbers are going to be right. They're not going to have to worry about that. And that your business is set up correctly, all of that. So it's easier for them to say, okay, let me just give this to you, try it out and see how you perform, that kind of thing, versus going to someone that they don't know you or they don't know the training that you had, that kind of thing. I had a client go, I think it was they were meeting with a potential customer or contractor. And for some reason, I don't know how it came up, but they mentioned my name. And so the contractor that had the contract said, oh yeah, I know her. You know, she's been in the industry for a while. She's a really good person, blah, blah, blah. She knows her stuff, blah, blah, blah. So not only did that person, my student, get that one contract, they gave them 5 other contracts. So, you know, you just never know. Again, I get you to the deal table. It's up to you to close the deal. All right. And I teach you how to do it, but you still got to go do it. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? So just as a reminder, today, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, enrollment closes for the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. So like the lifetime access, all that stuff is going to be going bye-bye. Some of the bonuses that you see there are going bye-bye. So yeah, you definitely, if you want to join, get in, get started, because there's a lot in there on bidding. The bid process is extensive, but you know, I'll walk you through it step by step so it won't be overwhelming. You should never be in a place of overwhelm. If you are, you should be popping into our private Facebook group, letting me know what's going on so that I can help you and support you and get you out of overwhelm if that's where you're at or you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay. And then you should be coming to the meetings saying, hey, I got this opportunity. And we can talk about that. We do bid days where it's all about talking about bids. Bring your bids. Let's look and see if it's a good opportunity for you, you know, helping you make that decision or whatever part you're stuck with in the bid. One of the things we spend some time on too is making sure your bids are profitable, because I see too many times that contractors are putting in bids and then come to find out there's no profit in the bid. And I'm sure we're not here doing hobbies, right? We want to make some money. So it's important to make sure that you're pricing correctly, that you're including all of your costs, that you're including some profit as well, because that's how your business will begin to grow and you'll be able to scale. Like I get asked all the time from people that's doing everything in their business, like, how do I work on a project and find other opportunities? There's a way around that. So, you know, we talk about that. That's in the marketing. How do you market your business? Doesn't take all day to make money. I can tell you that. Doesn't take all day. But when you have a strategy and a plan, that cuts down on a lot of wasted time. And then you're able to do everything until you're able to start outsourcing. And you'll know when it's time to start outsourcing really fast. Like I had one client, the one that went over 6 figures in 6 months. You know, she got so many contracts and then she's like, you know what? I think it's time to start hiring people. You think? So now we're talking about scaling. You know, that's where we're focusing in her business. And here's the thing. When you join the boot camp, there's 5 modules. Now, within each module, there are lessons. But here's the thing. When you're in there, you join, you have lifetime access. Any questions you have about business, government contracting, you can ask them. Like, okay, I'm to the point where I need to scale. We don't have a module on scaling, but doing our live sessions, one of the, live sessions, we can talk about that too. I can help you scale. Okay. Let's see. Valerie says over here on YouTube, I have ran into the issue in the past with companies underbidding contracts for the sake of an award. Have you ever had to deal with that issue? Yes, I've seen it. So so I've seen it right now. I'm gonna give you a couple things on this. So this is some education for you guys for real. Now, when the contracting officer or whoever you're bidding on their contract and they award it to you and then come to find out you underbid it, it's not enough money for you to complete the project. Let's just say they're pissed, first of all. Because here's what happens. Once you agree, you bid it and they agree and that you're going to do it for this price, they've allocated the money and the rest of the money went somewhere else. And so what happens is now you're talking about change orders for one, and two, they have to go back and get more money. Hopefully the money is there. And so they don't like that. Okay. Now, if they don't give you the money, and probably they won't, right? Because it's your fault because you didn't bid enough. Now they have a problem. What's the problem? Do you guys know? Tell me in the comments. What's the problem? You don't have enough money to finish the project. They need the project done and you agreed to do it for this price. So what do they have to do as the contracting officer or the customer? So now either they have to go find someone else to do it or they have to give you more money. Either way, they're pissed. And either way, it's a delay in the project. So you don't want to do that. Me, if I put a project out to bid for my subcontractor, say the concrete guy, the electrical, plumbing, say we're doing a complete design build project, right? We're going to hit all the divisions. And so I put the project out for bid. Me, as the prime, I kind of know what the numbers should be. Okay. Because number one, I'm not just dependent on your numbers. Okay. So I kind of know what the numbers should be. So if you're underbidding, then the next thing I'm going to do is look at your scope of work. Because when you're bidding or putting in a proposal, they're going to tell you what they want done. And then you have to give them a scope of work. In your scope of work, you're explaining to them what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. And then from there, they can look and see, number one, if you've excluded anything. That's another red flag. Okay. And so I would look for things like that. And then I wouldn't award it to you anyway, because one, either you didn't understand what you needed to do because you left some stuff out. So I don't want you anyway. Or number two, you don't know how to price, which means there's going to be issues. And then you're going to be coming asking me for more money later. So that's another problem because now I've already, allocated the money. And here's the other piece. If I chose you to do a particular piece, I put that into my final bid. And when we get into the bid section, module 3, you'll see what I'm talking about. So when we source numbers, right, we're putting those numbers into our final bid. And then we have to put our profit on it. And you'll learn about that as well, because that's something you guys will have to do as well. When you're bidding contracts and you start outsourcing or and I say outsourcing, but you start subbing some of the work out. So yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Nope. All right. Any other questions? We have about 7 minutes here left. If you have more questions, definitely put them in. If not, we'll be wrapping it up. Any other questions? Don't forget, Contractors Edge Bootcamp open enrollment ends in what is it? Where's my clock? In just over an hour, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want everything that's outlined on that page, lifetime access, all that great stuff. It's there on the page. You can go check it out over at FeliciaStreeter.com/Contractors Edge. Or if you just go to my website, Felicia Streeter, you'll see it up on the toolbar, Contractors Edge Bootcamp. Either way, you can get to it. You can learn more about it, make a decision. Remember, we were here today, and I hope I served you guys well. I said, bring your Q's, and I'll provide the A's, right? And then also getting you off the fence of indecision to make a decision whether or not you're going to join the Contractors Edge Bootcamp, or if you're going to wait another 6 months or a year, however long, to, make your dreams come true, to live the life you've always craved and have the business that you desire. And some of you, if you're still in a job, you're probably wanting to hit the send button on that email. Dear boss, I quit. Well, you need to start preparing your business today to make that happen. Okay. I have some people, sometimes they come and join because they got laid off, and, so they're eager. They have a desire to start making some money really quickly, and they just go to work. They're in action. They make a decision. They make the decision right. So it's kind of like you make the decision and have the decision pay for itself, And then, we all make a lot of decisions. Some decisions won't produce anything for us. There's no return on investment, but we still make the decision. So this is something that definitely, if you do the work, look at the testimonials or client stories that's on that page. It works. It's working. It's been working. Okay. And I'm always adjusting, updating it with new information if it's needed, as things change, that kind of thing. So it's always updated in that regard. So Shirley says, gotta go, good content. I'm so incredibly proud of you. Thank you, Shirley. That's my girl. She has the same name as my mommy. Yes. So Shirley is very, very supportive. I really appreciate her. She shares my content. She joins me live. She is a rock star. I have to do something special for her. She just, I can count on Shirley. She's always there for me. All right. Any other questions before we wrap it up, guys? Any final questions? Any questions about the boot camp? If you're on the fence as to whether you're going to, join us this time, or maybe it's somewhere down the road for you, let me know. What questions do you have? And of course, there's some questions answered on the page. If you're on my email list, I've been answering questions, that I get. I even put together, I think, an email of questions that I was getting from people. So if that's the thing, definitely go there and, read through those. You should have some emails with the link as well if you're on my list. And I share a lot of content and videos to you guys that's on my list, my general email list in my community as well. So, and I run specials of different things like that, and I share it with you guys in my community. I always share it with my community, my list, before I put it out, like on Facebook or YouTube or that kind of thing. And so sometimes things fill up and it never hits Facebook or YouTube. That's just the reality. So unfortunate. So any final questions, thoughts, anything like that? Nicolette jumped on YouTube. Facebook probably acting crazy. All right. Nicolette says, about how many hours does it take to complete each module? So some are longer than others, right? Ideally, I always suggest set aside, 2 to 3 hours per week per module. Module 3 is a little bit more intense than the others. And so that one, I tell you in there, maybe allocate 2 weeks to that module. But inside, you're going to receive, remember, your contractors bid planner. In there, I lay out each module. I lay out each lesson, what you should be doing, what you should be working on, what you need to implement. And there's a timeline. Like this is week 1, week 2. So it's paced for you, right? To finish, right? I'm there to support you with the planner as well as the live sessions to make sure you get to the finish line. So at a minimum, just a couple, 2-3 hours a week. Some modules may not even take that long, maybe an hour or 2, but I can assure you module 3, which is on bid and profit, it is the meat and potatoes, that you're going to spend some time there. Okay. Valerie says, I do thank you for all of your help you have provided. You are super awesome. Well, thank you, Valerie. You are super awesome for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me know that, what I'm doing here, you guys want to hear it, that I should continue to do what I'm doing. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Valerie. All right. Any other questions? All right. Remember, I'm going to type in the link one last time for you guys. Give you the link. So it's at the bottom. You don't have to look for it. You can go check it out. There you go. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Again, I'll be in my email box, just checking in case there's any additional questions. I know sometimes people are a little shy and, some questions they don't want to ask out in the open. So I'll be in my email box for the next hour, if any questions come through there. But definitely go check it out. You've hung out with me. Go check out the Contractors Edge Bootcamp over at FeliciaStreeter.com/Contractors Edge. See if it's something you need, if you're just getting started in government contracting. Maybe it's private sector you're going to start. Well, we talk about that too, because sometimes we got to build up your capacity first anyway. So not a problem. Okay. Just come start where you're at. I got you. We go from there. Everybody's at a different place, but we're all going to the same finish line. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much over here on Facebook. You rock. My people on YouTube, you always be holding it down. And I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out with me. Looking forward to have you guys join me in the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. I would love to have you join me, see your registration come through, and be able to support you on your new journey to growing your contracting business. So don't forget, if you have any questions, pop into my email. Registration closes tonight in an hour, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to get in at the current rate, save some money. Nothing wrong with saving money, right? Come join us and let's get you guys going as soon as possible. You get immediate access when you sign up. So you don't have to wait for the live sessions. You can go to work. You have any questions, pop into the Facebook group. All right. So have an awesome rest of your day. And I will see you guys hopefully inside the community of the Contractors Edge Bootcamp. Bye for now. All right. Okay.